What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John and Luke. But guys, I'm skipping you yet again because we've got a special guest today. We've got Eric Moody, a.k.a. Just Moody. That's what we're calling him. He's a senior fantasy analyst at PFN, and we are hyped to have him on the show today. What is up, Eric?
Hey, no, I'm excited to be here. Hey, anytime I get an invite where it's like, hey, let's talk about fantasy football, hey, I'm always down for that. And so, hey, we're in the summer. It's June, July, August, September will be here. 2021 season, baby.
Coming up.
Oh yeah,
we're ready for it. We were talking about it yesterday. Somebody said, I think it was Rick said we need to. Everyone like this so all the fantasy D-gens on YouTube can see it. And at that moment, I realized we've been live streaming every day through the entire offseason. We probably fit into that D-gen category that we've managed to talk fantasy 5 days.
Realizing that you're like, this is just a sudden realization now.
Yeah, I don't know why it didn't hit me before then, but it did. Sully's in here, says, what's up? We got Jordan, and shout out to Jordan. He wrote some of our horse questions again this week. I'll make sure to let you guys know when we get to the Jordan questions.
I'm nervous. They
are notoriously tougher, but then Josh raised the bar last week with some Josh questions that were tougher than Jordan. So we'll see. JR's in here, says Simon's back. Yep, I missed Monday, but back JR? In it starting yesterday. And we got Troy King in the chat. What's up, Troy? Man, Troy, I always need to say something, but your picture just looks so sultry down there in the corner whenever we throw it up there. Like you're making a face at me. Always gives me like little goosebumps. Sully says
it
Eric
looks like
is
he belongs
awesome.
in a magazine almost or something like that.
He belongs in a magazine.
Michael says, what's up, boys? Chuck E. Cheese is gross. I'm assuming this has to do with the pizza debate earlier. Yeah, gross pizza. And you know what? Everything at Chuck E. Cheese is probably gross, not just the pizza. And he said, what's up, guys? And Simon's dog. Yeah, he's roaming around in the background today. We got Joey Wright in here. Gentleman.
Man.
Oh, man. Which one of us is he referring to? Probably Eric.
Well, he did correct himself.
Man.
Oh, there we go.
There we go. Rick in here again, letting everyone know to hit the like button so YouTube tells all the fantasy D-gens that they should watch as well, not just me repeatedly. Oh, he corrected it, men. And I'm sure he meant you as well, JL. The gentleman and John Luke in here. And Troy said, I am making a face at you. I knew it, Troy. I've known since the moment that picture showed up on here. Swamp, who dat? And there's no I cry. So I think Swamp's watching live with us today.
Let's go.
He's been working his butt off recently. Eric, Swamp delivers Jimmy John's to Drew Brees. He's the Drew Brees, Jimmy John's delivery driver.
Personal delivery driver.
Not actually, but he has.
What's up, Maria? Welcome in. And Craig said, late again, Rick. Craig, I saw someone allude to a comment you made, but it was before we jumped into StreamYard, so I don't see it. So if it was really funny, I'm going to need you to post it again. Anthony said, Gentleman 1 and Gentle Children 3.
That's cold-blooded.
That's
cold-blooded.
It's factual, is what it is.
So, wait, I'm the gentleman? Yeah, okay. Yeah.
If you have to ask, you're not the gentleman.
I'm definitely a child. Moody, I'll give you the gentleman. I know Simon and JL way too well. They definitely don't fall in that category.
No, we know ourselves.
Okay, Eric, we invited you on today to play some fantasy horse. I'll explain how this game works in a moment, but before I do that, I want to remind everyone watching, Rick already asked you guys to hit like on the video, but if you haven't subscribed to our channel, go ahead and do that. It means a ton to us, and you'll make sure you never miss another one of these live streams again. We're on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy and on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy as well. And before the rules, we have a super important question for you, Eric. Who is your favorite superhero? This is important.
Hey, no hesitation, Troy. It's Batman. Yeah, he's a man who dominates among quote unquote gods. So I've got to go with Bruce Wayne Batman on that one. No hesitation. No hesitation.
You and LQ. We had to have Moody on to do tiers.
My favorite superhero movie or movies. The Dark Knight is my favorite superhero movie. So Batman. Let's go.
I love how you're answering a question that nobody asked, Josh.
Yeah, well, Batman's not my favorite superhero, but he is part of my favorite superhero movie and multiple movies. The Christopher Nolan Batman movies.
Yes, those movies are fantastic. But Josh, we haven't been able to talk about this, but I have watched Tenet, and months ago, you were like, I don't like it. So one of these days we're going to debate on the stream because I thought it was fantastic.
Again, we actually just had this conversation before we did the stream, but it's all about expectations with everything. Didn't we just talk about this, JL?
We did.
I had super sky high expectations for 10. I thought it was going to be mind blowing, one of the best movies I've ever seen, and that's the issue. It wasn't. It was a little.
All right, we're gonna debate this. Maybe we'll do a Christopher Nolan tiers list.
And then here I told you it's not a very good movie, so you're going into it thinking it's not a very good movie. You're surprised. Here we go. That's why.
That's it. You just nailed it.
Also, Craig came back in with his comment for us. He does wordplay every day. Moody, I'm sure you've heard the endlessly. He said, I hope the FYF guys aren't too moody when they lose to Eric.
If you want to leave, Moody, feel free to.
I'll be there.
He would understand.
Yeah,
Craig
the
hits us
Moody
with a good one
joke, it happens a lot. It happens a lot. That's okay. That's okay. I'm here for it.
Anthony says Spider-Man is the greatest. In fact, he's amazing, sometimes spectacular. I see what you did there, Anthony. Good one. Guys, today we are playing Fantasy Horse. How this game works is I and Jordan have come up with some fantasy/NFL trivia questions. I'm going to ask them to one of you. So, Josh, I'll propose a question to you. You can choose whether to pass or play said question.
I'm playing.
If you play it and get it right, you get to hand a letter out to one of your opponents. If you get it wrong, you get a letter yourself. If you pass it to, say, Moody down there and he gets it right, you get a letter. If he gets it wrong, he gets a letter. Once you spell horse, you are out. And Moody, you said you've watched a couple of ours, so you know the punishment if you come in last or if you get knocked out. You got to make a horse noise. That's the rules here. Who did we say that to that immediately their demeanor changed? Was that John? Yeah. John,
I think it was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, 2 weeks
JR Fantasy nerd on Twitter. He was like, not happening. He made it his mission to win after that.
Cannot lose.
And guess what? You won.
You won. We're on a losing streak.
Before we get started, the Swamp has a question for us. Moody, we'll throw this one to you first. Mm-hmm. He says, if Julio leaves the Falcons, where would you like to see him go? And then in a redraft league, where does Calvin Ridley get drafted? And where does Pitts fall? Who's getting a lot of hype? It's kind of a three-part question. Where do you want Julio to go, and how does that affect Ridley and Pitts?
I think he means when Julio leaves, first of all. But
So no, it's an interesting scenario. So I know it's a lot of people are obviously talking about it. I'll hit the first part of the question, then move on. So I would say with Julio, I'd really like to see him go, to the Patriots. I think it's a reason for where he mentioned publicly that's a place where he would like to go. So I think that carries a lot of weight behind the scenes. And so with the receivers that they have, he'd immediately slot in as their number one option. And I know Cam isn't the greatest quarterback. It remains to be seen with Mac Jones what happens there. But Julio will get the targets. He'll be productive because this will be kind of his swan song. He wants to win. I think that'll be a good spot for him to go with that coaching staff. And as far as I can redraft, where does Calvin get drafted if that scenario comes to fruition? I think with Calvin, I'm like that could possibly elevate him to the latter part of the first round. Really? I'm curious to see during the summer. It's just a lot of people were hype on Calvin Ridley going into last season. Hey, that hype was warranted because we saw the type of season that he had. And so if Julio leaves, a lot of people are going to think, oh man, Calvin's going to get that Julio Jones target share. I'm going to take that guy in the first round. I'm going to get him. So I could see that happening. As far as with Pitts, who's also getting a lot of hype, I think that's one where I'm a little hazy on. Like if all this, these scenarios come to fruition, what's going to end up happening with Pitts? And I could easily see him going in my initial thought was like second or third round, just because people are obviously going to pivot to Kelsey, and Kittle. Then right after that, I could easily see someone saying, you know what, Kyle Pitts, I love this guy, second round, baby, let's go. But anyway, that's what I would say about that.
You think he'd go above Kelsey or Kittle, or would you?
No, I wouldn't see that. Yeah, I wouldn't see that happening. Definitely Kelsey and Kittle, would be the first two to go. But I can easily see if this happens, Pitts, becoming the tight end 3 or tight end 4. I'm not saying I would draft him there, but the perception with the public, I could see that happening.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tight end 4 in redraft for me. That's what I think actually. If Julio leaves, I would like to see Julio go. Well, I think he's probably going to end up on the Titans. I don't know if that's my favorite spot for him. I really like A.J. Brown a lot, and I'm excited for A.J. Brown, the type of year he could have, being kind of the main guy there, and that's not going to happen with Julio. So that's not I'm most excited about. I think I'd be most excited if he landed on the Chargers.
Chargers would be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can see him on Packers or Raiders. I think both of those would be super interesting. I could see the Packers doing something to try.
Chiefs fans are Chiefs fans are like foaming at the mouth.
The hype would be through the roof if he went to the Chiefs.
Yeah,
that would be disgusting.
But I agree with Rudy. I think Ridley would be a early second round pick and redraft if Julio leaves. When Julio leaves.
Yeah, absolutely.
ADP.
I mean, people already love Ridley, right? And that's with Julio there. It's the hype will likely get out of control if Julio finally does leave.
Me too.
I don't think I could take him that.
Jordan wants to know how hard would you rate these questions, because I feel like they're 5 out of 10, not too hard, not too easy. I think the questions you gave this week are a little bit easier than the ones you've given in the past, but you've given some 11 out of 10, so these are probably more like 7 out of 10s, maybe a 5 out of 10 on the Jordan scale. Sully says he's feeling good in chat today. Should be half decent.
Feeling good on Wednesday.
And Anthony says this is a dark horse for the best FYF game. And Jordan wants to make sure we don't bark in your horse noise. So that's a reminder for everybody. Sometimes it accidentally sneaks out. We got LQ in the chat. JL mentioned him earlier as another Batman lover.
Yeah,
what's
LQ,
up, LQ?
you missed it.
Welcome, man.
Moody picked Batman as his favorite superhero, so you'll be happy. You're in good company.
Moody, since you are our guest, I'm going to let you choose whether you want to go first, second, or third in today's game.
You know what? Hey, let's rip the Band-Aid off. I'll go first. Let's go.
Great man.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Going
I like it.
I respect it.
And just so you know, the order of these questions was predetermined. So there is no me switching it up. Josh, I let JL pick yesterday. Would you like to go second or third?
Leave it how it is.
Leave it how it is? Okay. Josh second, John Luke third, and we are off with our first question. Moody, this first one comes to you. These are Simon questions. We're starting out with a couple Simon questions before we move into Jordan questions.
We are going to ask you to get out of the chat. We have a lot of people that like to guess the answer in the chat, so we'd like to try to leave it and go to the private chat.
You're smart.
Yeah.
We need dumber friends.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, Moody. Your question is, in 2019, 6 tight ends had more than 750 receiving yards. How many tight ends had more than 750 receiving yards in 2020?
Oh,
that is a tough one.
And
remember, you can play. Yeah, you can play or pass. So if you pass it off to someone, they'll have to answer it. If they get it right, you get the letter. If they get it wrong, they get the letter.
6 tight ends. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and pass this one. I'm just curious. I'm gonna pass it on.
Who are you passing it to?
You know, I'm gonna go to John Luke on this one.
Oh, okay.
Really good call.
I thought we were cool, Moody, but I see how it is. I see how it is.
I did not want this one.
I'm gonna make him Moody. No, just kidding.
There you go,
Moody.
Oh man, how many tight ends have more than 750 receiving yards? Okay. All right.
Also, Maria says in response to Jail's disgusted turtle face, he is Nick Miller. Yeah.
I forget. I came downstairs today. Maria's like on some, conference call or something. I just start going weird, and she was like, "That was a really good Nick Miller impression." I was like, I have no idea why I did that. I just came downstairs and felt like I needed to do it.
Being a little weird. I like it. A little quirky.
Channeling my inner Nick.
Now stop trying to buy time, JL.
All right. I know Kelsey and I know Waller.
Oh, that's
yes. I don't like to help out people trying to guess, but you're right. You're right about those two.
Oh, now I'm not sure. Now I feel like Josh is playing me.
I'm pretty positive they both had over 1,000 receiving yards.
I don't know if anyone else had more. 750 is such a weird number. Why didn't you pick like 1,000? I guess I'll just go 2. I know Andrews didn't get that much. Pretty sure Hawkinson didn't get that much. I know Kittle didn't get that much. So I'm just going to go those 2.
Okay, locking it in.
Logan Thomas getting it. I'd probably go 4.
Tunyon maybe.
Tunyon probably did.
I'm still going.
I'm not sure though. I'm not sure.
We got some guesses from the chat as well. Jail's locked in with 2. He thinks it's Waller and Kelsey only. J Wall says 2? Question mark. Rick said 3. Sully said 4. What else?
I like it, Sully. I like it.
Here. Swamp said, I'm going to say 2. Z2 said 4. And Anthony said Hunter Henry may have been over 750.
Didn't he miss time? doubt it.
Yeah.
Jordan said Logan Thomas, maybe.
Logan
and
Thomas.
Kev
Logan
said
Thomas and
Bird Up.
Kenyon are coming
What's up,
up?
Kev? Welcome in. Okay, John Luke.
Bird
So
up.
I'll start at the top and go down the list. Kelsey had the most receiving yards. He had over 750. Waller had the second most receiving yards. He had over 750.
Probably.
End of list. It was 2 in 2020.
I did
Only
it.
2 tight ends in 2020 had more than 750 receiving yards. And I'm not going to tell you who's next because Josh, that may be part of your next question.
Damn it.
What?
Well, I
Spoiler
wish I didn't
alert.
give so much exposition then. I
I exposed you.
exposed.
So
Told
Moody,
you stop doing that on
unfortunately, that gives you a letter because JL got it right. So you have
That's
an
true.
H early. But again,
All right,
JL
that's
never
bull
does
crap.
well with an early lead. He only does well when he starts out from behind.
Except for yesterday.
Except for yesterday. Oh
True,
my God,
yeah.
that was bizarre.
Moody,
That
I
was
hope you
something else.
learned a valuable lesson. You always pass to Josh. Never pass to me.
I would not have said
Please.
two. You would have
Please.
done the right thing. I just real fast, I want to touch on this. I saw that Swamp put this in here before we did the last question, but he said, so Pitts over Waller and Andrews. I think I said Pitts would be number 4. I think Waller's definitely number 3. So it's Kelsey, Kittle, Waller, then Pitts, then Hawkinson, then Andrews.
Yep, I think that's where I'm at too.
I agree with that, except
maybe.
I would flip Kittle and Waller for redraft if that's what we're
That's
talking
fine.
right here. I'll do Waller number 2, but
I don't
I
blame
agree
you.
with the
I
rest
don't
of it
blame you.
with the Pitts location. Okay, Josh, are you ready for your question? Question number 2. So we're
Yes,
following
hit
the
me.
same theme here. Travis Kelce and Darren Waller led all tight ends in receiving yards in 2020 with 1,416 yards and 1,196 yards respectfully. Which tight end ended the 2020 season with the 3rd most receiving yards?
You always give
I
Josh
actually
the
don't know,
layup.
though. The layup. I'm not sure, actually. I'm having trouble with this one. Because I just said I could see Mark Andrews getting in there. Hawkinson. We just talked about Logan Thomas. We just talked about Tunyon. I could see any of these guys be in there. Man. Let's see. So Mark Andrews, Hawkinson. I feel like it's got to be one of these guys. Drew Sample.
Bell.
I did not think about Drew Sample. Definitely not him. No.
Cameron Brate.
I guess I'm gonna go Hawkinson just because, like, without Kenny Galladay there, he probably was third in yards. Mark Andrews, had maybe just as many fantasy points, but he scores more touchdowns. I'll go Hawkinson. I'm not
Okay, Josh confidently
hate on
says
that.
Hawkinson. Anthony came in and said Henry was 6'13", Hawk 723.
Yes!
Eric said, damn, Hawkinson
That's
was
great.
27
Got
yards short. You don't know if you got it yet. Anthony said, oh, it's probably Hawk. Jay said Hawk. Swamp said
I think
TJ.
Anthony
Sully
just
said
knows-
Hawk. Rick said
knows
Hawk. Oh, no, I'm saying,
Yeah.
but he didn't say if there was
It's gotta
anyone
be,
above
right?
723 and below 750,
Yeah, that's true.
right? But there's not. It's TJ Hawkinson. 723 yards was the 3rd most in the NFL last year for a tight end. Josh, you got that one correct.
Don't even
Where
ask me
is
who I'm giving it to. JL,
Okay.
sorry, bro. Get out of here.
I gave you the answer to that question. I get the letter. It only is
You
fair.
gave me the answer to that question, sure.
What's up, Brady? Welcome in. He says, what's up, guys? Nice shirt. Go Clemson. Go
Go
Tigers.
Tigers.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you.
I almost
This is
wore
Under Armour, though, not Clemson.
I almost wore a polo today, Josh. First time in like 2 years.
We will look good. You and me.
Jay, you were really close
That
to
way-
that guess. He said
Is that a
Team
polo?
Tebow, but
Is that a polo, Moody?
Is it
Yeah,
button
no,
up?
it is. Yeah.
Yes,
It's
I
a
couldn't
polo.
tell. I couldn't tell if it went all the way down there. Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a
Let's go.
polo.
We look good. Yeah.
See, we're calibrated. We're on the same page. I love it.
Going golfing later.
Yeah.
Go.
I'll see you out there.
okay, John Luke, are you ready for your question?
I guess.
Okay, your question is
He's not
Um,
ready.
I basically
These-
answered the first two, so
Get out of
these,
here, JL.
these next 2 questions are related to some Scott Fishbowl scoring that maybe we aren't used to playing in leagues with. First downs are very important in the Scott Fishbowl. So we've got some first down related questions coming to you. Your first question, John Lucas, 4 players had more than 70 receiving first downs in 2020. I need you to name 3 of them. 70.
That's a tough one.
okay. 3 out of okay.
Wow.
I asked for a certain number of players for a reason. I don't just willy-nilly pick a number, so don't go pouting too hard.
All right, Josh can answer this one.
Thank you. I feel good about that. I'm going to tell you this right now. I might get this wrong. I probably will freaking get this question wrong, but I am in a league that scores first down scoring. So maybe a little advantage there, right?
You're in like 800 leagues, so I feel like
I am
probability
in like 13. All right. But seriously, I am in a dynasty league that it has crazy scoring, but you get a point for every rushing first down, or you get a point for every reception first down, and you get a half point for every rushing first down, which is crazy. But so I there's two names that like immediately came to my mind. It was Kamara and Kelsey. Receiving first downs. Let's see who had a bunch of catches last year. Who had a bunch of catches? I'm having trouble coming up with this last person.
Drew Sample, Cameron Brate.
Get out of here with Drew Sample. Oh, Keenan Allen, maybe? Keenan Allen? Maybe. It's got to be like a short area. Devontae No, he missed some games, didn't he? Didn't he miss 2 games? Justin Jefferson could be up there. Calvin Ridley really could be there. Chris Godwin, DeAndre Hopkins. I'm going to go with DeAndre Hopkins, Kelsey, and Kamara.
Okay. I'm going to go down the list in order of the 4 players. With 79 first down receptions in 2020, Travis Kelce.
Yes.
With 75 first down receptions in 2020, DeAndre Hopkins.
Oh my God, let's go.
2 for 2 so far. With 73 first down receptions in 2020, Stephon Diggs.
Oh no.
And with also 73 first down receptions in 2020,
it's not
Devontae Adams.
Yeah. He didn't have
really
enough catches.
It was a lot of your receiving leaders. Alvin Kamara had 35 first down receptions this past year. Maybe total first downs, rushing and receiving, he would be up there. But just receiving, he did not make the list. It was the big names when it came to receptions this year, were the guys who were leading the league in first downs. I think you overplayed yourself a bit on that one. But
I did.
You played yourself.
You got 2 of the 3, and Anthony, you nailed it. Kelsey, Adams, Diggs. Take it to the hizzy. Got Hopkins and Diggs. Ricky Butts got 3 of the 4 with Kelsey, Adams, and Diggs. Just missed Hopkins. Thought it was Hill. Anthony said,
happy about my performance here. I'm pretty happy about
That's
it.
Pretty good.
I'm
That's
okay not getting Kamara there. I should have thought about that a little bit more. But good question.
I thought I was about to be
Gosh, you got a letter for that one. Everyone is now an H after one full round of questions. And Moody, we're coming back to you. And this question is very similar to the last one. You can probably guess what it is. 5 players had more than 60 rushing first downs in 2020. I need you to name 3 of them. So there's 5. There's 5 players that had more than 60 rushing first downs. I need you to name 3 of them.
First downs.
And you can pass or play.
Yeah, I don't think with the passing really worked out well for me that last time. So I think I may hold on to it. I may control my own fate.
Name of the game.
60 rushing first downs. Okay, well, you just kind of think with volume, right? Opportunity share. So I would say, Derrick Henry is one that immediately came to mind. Dalvin Cook. That's another running back who had a lot of volume, high opportunity share. Jonathan Taylor in the second half of the season. I know he went David Montgomery. That's another one, high volume. I would say James Robinson.
Oh, good call. I didn't think about him.
Yeah, that's 5, right?
You only got to name 3. So
you got to name 3.
Oh, okay. Oh, just 3. Yeah, I'm not even reading the whole question. I'm just thinking 60 rushing first down. Okay.
Hey, you got some good names right there, though.
Yeah, I would say let's go with Derrick Henry, Dalvin Cook, and David Montgomery.
And David Montgomery. Locked in?
Yeah, I'm going to go with I'll go with those.
Okay, I'll go down the list in order. Let's see if we have some answers from the chat first, see what they think. Craig said Henry, Kamara, Mike Davis, Robinson, Cook. Take it to the Henry and Taylor. Rick said Henry. J-Rob Cook. Anthony said Henry is automatic. Then I guess James Robinson and Cook. Sounds like a lot of people on the same page as you there.
Henry was the only automatic person for me as well. I'll be honest.
NBA said, "What up, beautiful fellas in this wonderful stream? What's up, NBA? Welcome in." Craig said Henry, Kamara, Mike Davis, Robinson, Cook. Sully said Henry, Cook, and JT. Then Brady said Henry, Cook, Kamara. Keep it simple. And then Jordan said, "Did the Jags even get 60 first downs?" Song says Henry, Cook, and Chubb.
I don't know if Chubb played enough games to be in here, but I would love to say Chubb here.
Okay, I'm going to go down the list in order. With 98 first downs, no surprise, Derrick Henry. With 91, the second most was Dalvin Cook. So you got those two right off the bat.
Yeah.
In third was Jonathan Taylor with 69. With 62 first downs, Ezekiel Elliott. With 62 rushing first downs. And then with 61 rushing first downs, Josh Jacobs had 61 rushing first downs. He was the fifth one. Wow. His volume was unreal.
Did anyone say that?
No one said Jacobs.
No, he was. Remember, he was last week or 2 weeks ago. Whenever I came up with the questions, he was in there as like I think top touches. I think he was like in top 5 or top 3 most touches, and out of any running back or wide receiver, I think in the NFL.
Yeah.
I might have made those first down questions a little tough, but you named a bunch of good names. You had the names in there to
Where
get
was
it.
David Montgomery?
Jonathan Taylor.
He had to be up there.
David Montgomery was the very next one, and man, I feel he had 59. He was
right. My god! Oh my god! I feel like you deserve credit for that.
Yeah, you pretty much had it. I didn't realize how close he was. I set the threshold at 60.
I was just thinking opportunity share, right? Who was getting the ball, and then
I didn't even think of him. That was a really good guess.
There was one other running back with 59. Do you guys want to guess who it is? So there were two guys at 59.
Aaron Jones?
That's what I was thinking. Aaron Jones. No? Okay.
It's a name you're likely not going to expect.
Mike
it's
Davis?
A running. No one has said it. No one has said it yet. It's a running back who's going to be on a new team this year, and we've said one of his teammates in this question already.
Kenyon Drake.
Yeah,
it was Kenyon Drake. Had 59 rushing first downs last year.
Could never have guessed that.
Yeah,
honestly.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's why I made the cutoff there. I made it 3 out of 5. I didn't expect anyone to pull Kenyon Drake out of that mess, but Moody, unfortunately, you got an O. Josh and JL both have H's. It is still anybody's game, and Josh, we are on to you now.
My game.
All right.
My question for you. We talked a little bit about Julio Jones at the beginning of this show. My question is, in Julio Jones' 10-year NFL career, how many times has he played in fewer than 13 games in a season?
Wow.
All this talk about him being injury prone, I thought we'd talk about how injury prone he is.
No, I mean, I don't think it's going to be many, if any. I'm trying to think. I mean, he plays injured a lot,
Yeah. Wow.
Like I'm just, it's got to be a low number. It's got to be. I'm gonna play this just because, like, I feel like it's got to be a low number, like 1 or 2.
So 13, fewer than 13 means 12 or lower, right? Or inclusive.
Fewer than 13 games. Yeah, so less than 13.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think back to like the injury riddled seasons he might have had. There's definitely like one season I can remember where he would have done this, I feel like, but I can't remember.
Yeah.
The second one. I'm gonna go with 2.
Locking it in.
I'm gonna go with two.
Josh locking in with 2. Take it to the Hizzy says 4. Sully says twice. Jay says 2. Rick says 2. Swamp says 2.
You're right.
Nervous with the first 4.
He didn't
Sully
play 13
even gave us the
season,
years.
right?
He said Sully said 2013 and 2020.
That's right.
And Sully, you delivered it right. Moody's calling it already. 2013, he played 5 games, and in 2020, he played 9 games. Those are the only 2 seasons of his career where he played less than 13 games. Right. Josh, you nailed it. And so
I'm a hoe.
Take it, JL.
Yeah. There you go, JL. You are now officially a hoe. Josh is the last one left with 1 letter. But John Luke, we are on to your question.
Never stop being a hoe. Hoe for life.
Yeah, you're good at it. You're good at it, you know?
Are you ready for your question, John Luke?
I'm ready.
He's ready.
Okay, your question. We've got 2 more Simon questions before we move into the Jordan ones, and then we will end with 2 more Simon questions if we get that far. But John Luke, let's see your O face. Yeah, that's a good one, John Luke.
My surprise.
My question for you, JL, make sure you're out of the chat, is who had a higher completion percentage in 2020? Mitchell Trubisky or Matthew Stafford?
I don't like this question at all. Like, what?
Am I tricking you? Am I double tricking you? Am
I
triple tricking you?
That's what I don't
What's going on here?
Who had a bigger completion percentage? Oh my God, Milky Trubisky. He's gonna ruin me. Oh my God. I can't pass again, right? That's like coward's move.
I mean, you could.
You could
Judge it.
You could. Do it.
Like
Moody's like, send it over here.
Send it over.
He wants it. He wants it.
Bring it on.
I'm going to take this since it's 50-50.
Yeah.
Oh, God. I feel like this is a trap. Or it could be a double trap.
It's a trap.
Moody, is it a trap or a double trap?
I can't give you anything. I can't.
Blink twice, Moody.
It's a quad trap. It's a quad trap.
I can't give you anything. But you can always pass it.
You could pass a 50-50, JL.
I could pass it. I feel like it's a trap. I feel like you put this in here, and specifically for me, I'm going to go Milky Trubisky.
You're going to go Milky Trubisky. You think I double, triple tried to reverse you into picking Milky Trubisky?
You quad goofed me.
Quad
that's what's happening.
Okay, we've got some guesses from the chat. Jordan said Stafford, and then he said Mitchell Trubisky.
Okay. I was saying, if I get this wrong, and
Trubisky. Jay Wall said Stafford. I hope. The Jay said quad trick. Swamp said should be Stafford. Brady said Trubisky. Anthony said got to go with the double trick reverse Trubisky. And take it to the hizzy said Mitch. And Rick said A-Rob single-handedly helped Trubisky plus matchup against the Lions.
Did Jay say that before I said quad trick? Or
I think so. I think it was. I think it was right before. So John Luke, it wasn't particularly close in terms of completion percentage. It might sound close, but those numbers, a couple percentage points off, is a big difference with the volume that they're throwing. One of these guys had a 67% completion percentage. One had a 64.2% completion percentage. Mitchell Trubisky had the higher completion percentage for the Matthew Stafford.
There's no way you would have asked it the other way. That's like
I have done that before, John Luke. Double trick reversed, throwing some questions in there. Where's that letter going, JL?
I want to be a hoe.
It's going to Jeff over there.
That's me.
Everyone is all tied up.
I am a spiteful man.
To H-O to H-O.
Jay, I can't believe you said that too. We said it like the same exact time, I guess. That's crazy.
I love that you're amazed by this.
Rick said Jay is obviously subscribed to Josh's OnlyFans to come up with that one. Yeah, that's one of his catchphrases. So, Moody, are you ready for your next question?
I'm ready. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, the last Simon question before we get into some Jordan questions. My question for you is, which quarterback led the league in passes batted by a defender in 2020 with 14?
How the hell are you supposed to know this?
Wow.
Is this a Jordan question or Simon?
No, this is a Simon question.
Oh man, that's a tough one.
Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. I have no idea who the right answer is, but give it to me.
That's crazy because I was thinking of like these last two like I've known. I was like, hey, I know that one. But you know what? It's okay. Hey, it happens. Here's what I was thinking is that my rationale with this, and I'm going to go ahead and I'll take the question. Is
you're taking
You're
it?
so brave. You're
Yeah.
so brave.
I'll go with it because I was thinking like, okay, passes batted, offensive line giving up pressure. Who's one quarterback that was under pressure a lot like last year? And I know one name that immediately came to mind was Daniel Jones. So
locking in with Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. So hey, I'll be brave. I'll step out on the skinny limb. I'll go with Daniel Jones.
Here's the thing. I would have said Kyler because he's so short. That's what came to my mind. Just he's the shortest quarterback in the NFL.
Oh, so that's a good idea.
Yeah,
I think Carson Wentz.
I think he's the shortest. I'm not. I think he's like 5'10", right?
Jay said Moody is getting the shaft with these questions. I put them in an order, and Sully said, WTF is this question? Sully said, I'll go Kirk Cousins. Anthony said, got to go with Kyler since he's 4'8". Swan said Josh Allen. Rick said Drew Brees. And Sully said Eric is way too nice. Yeah, maybe with the questions that we're throwing at him. Jay Wall said Wentz. And Maria said same. I thought Jones. She's a Giants fan, so she watched the Giants all season. Must have seen a lot of batted passes. Brady said Rivers. And Jordan said, JL, you watch Giants games. Did Daniel Jones get his balls batted?
He does
all the time.
Yeah, he usually pays for it, but
he likes getting his balls.
I don't know if those count. Yeah,
with 14 passes batted down by a defender in 2020, the player that led the league in that metric was Kyler Murray, the short quarterback himself. Nice. Your logic checked out, Josh. That's the path I was hoping you guys would go.
Well, yeah, exactly. Look, he asked this question, doesn't give us like anyone to go off of, so there's got to be a way to get there. I love how you broke it down with the offensive line. That was a good way, but yeah, I'm just thinking shortest quarterback in the NFL, I guess.
Rudy, that's another letter on you. Hopefully Jordan's questions, the order of those are a little bit friendlier. But Josh, we are on to your next question. Sully said Anthony on fire. Yeah, Anthony's killing it in the chat today.
Anthony's cheating for sure. He knew those yardages like down to the yard. He's for sure cheating. Can't trust him.
Josh, we are on to Jordan questions. From week 12 on. So Jordan's questions are all playoff push themed. Okay. These are the guys that helped you win a championship for the most part. There's one or two oddball questions in there, but this is about the end of the season.
True sample.
From week 12 on, rank these QBs by total fantasy points. Russell Wilson, Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill. I need you to put them order from most to least fantasy points from week 12 on. So think your fantasy playoffs.
Okay. I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna just go for it, man. So look, I know Baker. I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. I'll break it down for you guys real fast. What I'm thinking. All right.
I'm just gonna go. Oh wait.
Well,
I hope your horse sound goes exactly like that, just like last week, where you
I'm not making a horse sound.
You start
right?
and then you're like, oh.
Don't worry about that. Listen, Baker Mayfield, he killed it at the end of the season. I feel like I got to put him number one. So the tougher part comes in with Ryan Tannehill and Russell Wilson, but Russell Wilson killed it at the beginning of the season, and he kind of faded at the end. So I feel like just using this logic, I've got to go Baker Mayfield, Ryan Tannehill, Russell Wilson.
Okay, locked in?
Yes.
Russell Wilson scored 101.6 fantasy points and was in third out of these three.
Was Tanny
Baker scored 122 fantasy points. Okay.
God. Yeah.
Ryan Tannehill scored 145 and was first.
No.
Tannehill, Baker, Wilson to end the season. Moody smiling up there like he knew the answer. He's like, "Come on, Simon, are you kidding me?"
I just remember Tannehill how he closed the season out. I had him in a couple of leagues, so I was like, "Yes, nice. I remember that."
Yes.
So I guess I'm a Ravens fan. I'm more locked in with what's going on with the Browns a little bit. I know Baker he was killing it, but maybe more of like an NFL perspective, killing it at the end of the last season. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, we had some answers from the chat as well. Rick said Mayfield, Tannehill, Wilson. Sean said Baker, Tannehill, Wilson. Sully said Baker, Tanny, Wilson. Jordan said DK Metcalf. Wait,
DK Metcalf.
He's mocking me. If you missed that one, Moody, I very confidently laid out all those criteria. The answer ended up being Tyler Lockett. I forget the exact question. It was a who am I? And I was like, Russell Wilson throws him the ball like and I like laid out all these things.
Seahawks,
and then
the right conference. It's obviously DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
One of the clues was like, I'm like, what was it? I'm an inch shorter than my QB or something.
Yeah, I just skipped that clue. That was the one that I skipped, and it got me the answer wrong. Jay Wall said, I'm very excited for Jeff's horse noise. Also, I think we missed a question from Sean in here. He had a question for us today. Dynasty League, someone dropped Giovanni Bernard. How much fab out of 100 fab bucks would you spend on Gio? He's shallow at running back. Moody, how much would you spend, if any, on Giovanni Bernard in a Dynasty League?
Assuming out of 100?
Assuming out of 100.
1,000, right?
1,000.
Yeah.
I mean,
you throw the question back up there?
Yeah, is it, was that of 100?
1,000.
Yeah. Oh, 1,000.
I misread that. That's my bad.
It's the same.
Add a zero.
Yeah, it's the same. It's
with these types of questions, I'm like, they're tough, because I'm thinking at first, I'm like how shallow is shallow, and really, do you want to go to potentially go to battle with Giovanni Bernard, like is one of your starting running backs? But I get it. It's a guy you want to roster. He could get some targets, some opportunities out of the backfield. So I was thinking, just depending on how competitive the league is, like 10, 15%. Around that range. I don't want to break the bank, for Giovanni Bernard, but to be candid, I wouldn't be surprised if you could put in like a very low 0 to 5% bid and land him, just given his perception and age in that offense. So just a thought.
I agree. I wouldn't be paying up for Gio, but I would definitely put in a bid, especially if you have space. And I don't know how your fab works. I don't know if
Oh, we lost Josh. He got too excited talking about Gio and his brain malfunctioned. He freezes all the time. But yeah, I agree with you there. I think like I had to start Gio when he was on a team that I knew would use him. Be too excited about otherwise. But in a 12+ team Dynasty League, especially if you're getting into 14 teams, I'm not sure how many teams
there is back.
Sean's is. Running backs are hard to come by on the waiver wire, and Gio, there will likely be one or two guys that end up being more valuable than him during the season, but he's going to be one of the more valuable Dynasty running backs that you can add off the waivers this season in a 12+ team league. Jay Wall said $50 would be my bid. And Sully said, if waivers are like my leagues, at least 400. That's the other thing. You got to know your league, right? Yeah, it's very different.
I disagree. I'll take the counter side of this argument here. I don't think I would maybe put in a $0 bid if you're weak at, or like $10 or something like that. But in that backfield, it's so crowded, and I don't think Gio is particularly that talented. I think that there is usually not that much talent on the waiver wire, but like I don't think Gio is that. Like, is Le'Veon Bell on your waiver wire? That's around the same area I'm putting Gio, like that really toss up, maybe is valuable to you. Maybe it doesn't play most of the season.
Sully says, get off your wallet, JL.
And I'm saving that fab for the first few weeks when things shake out.
Yeah, you're right.
Fab is most valuable for sure.
Yep.
Take a shot on a week one like James Conner or Phillip Lindsay. It happens every once in a while.
If you're a mustache kind of guy, then 10%. Go for it.
A mustache?
Yeah. Didn't Joe have that sweet mustache last year?
I thought you were saying must stash. Like must stash Gio, and then you accidentally made it sound like mustache. But that was
Gio.
On purpose. Okay, John Luke, are you ready for your question?
I'm ready.
Ready.
Similar to Josh's question, from week 12 on, rank these wide receivers by total PPR fantasy points.
Wide receivers.
Marvin Jones, T.Y. Hilton, DK Metcalf.
Marvin Jones.
Oh my God, dude. This is a weird one.
That is a weird one.
I know what I would say, and it's probably wrong, but he can still pass it. I mean, I definitely know the answer to this.
You definitely do?
No doubt. I got it. So do Petey, obviously.
I feel pretty good about it too.
I think he's actually being serious.
I'm just gonna assume you're both playing me here. I'm gonna take this.
he's like, when have I ever steered you wrong, John Luke?
Ever.
I'm gonna go Hilton. Oh, God, no.
You can always pass it. You can always pass it, John. You can pass it.
You can pass it to Moody. He wants it.
I'm gonna go Jones, Hilton, Metcalf. I know Metcalf had a dismal last half of the season, so pretty sure he's third. I'm going back and forth on Hilton or Jones. Or I picked up Hilton in at least one league in our Prize Picks league, Simon. I'm pretty sure I had Hilton. Yeah, I'm gonna go that. I'm gonna same order. It's laid out there.
Yeah.
Same order it's laid out in?
Yep.
Okay. You were right about DK Metcalf. He had 85 fantasy points and was third out of these three. Marvin Jones had 115 fantasy points. Okay. T.Y. Hilton had 103 fantasy points. John Luke, the answer was Jones, Hilton, Metcalf. You got it.
Did you guys actually know it?
As soon as you said it, he was.
I actually would have.
I did, yeah. No, I did.
I wasn't sure.
I just remember with how Jones like closed out the season because he was, he wasn't on anybody's radar all year long. Then he got the opportunity, to get some targets, and he just went boom. So I remember having him in a couple of deep leagues. So once I saw the name, I was like, it's no way. It's got to be Jones, number one. And then to your point, John Luke, about DK Metcalf, kind of I guess as they say, wetting the bed, in fantasy circles.
It's the medical term.
Yeah, compared to what your expectations were, I'm like, he didn't deliver. But yeah, that was a good one.
He was the number one dynasty asset halfway through the year, and then where is he now?
Well, we were. I think we mentioned it maybe yesterday that we're doing our dynasty rankings. Us three.
Yes, we are.
I was doing it today, and I was like,
working on it today.
Could not justify putting DK anywhere close to where he was going. It's just too much uncertainty. Yeah, midseason, where he was going. Where Justin Jefferson's going now.
I have him ranked as my dynasty overall player number 12.
That's okay.
Yeah.
John Luke, where would you like that letter to go?
Give it a Josh.
Josh, you are now one letter away from becoming a horse. HORS. And Moody, we are on to you now. You probably can guess the question coming your way, or at least the format of it. We've done quarterbacks. We've done wide receivers.
Yeah.
Now we've got running backs. From week 12. Wait, that's how you say that letter. That sounded wrong in my head. And that's a number. What is going on?
12. That's not a number. Stupid.
From week 12 on, rank these running backs by total PPR fantasy points. Ezekiel Elliott, J.D. McKissick, Jeff Wilson.
Jeff. That's not a name.
Okay. All right. Okay. I'm just thinking back to last year because I had McKissick in a couple of leagues, very deep leagues, and he paid dividends. I know I recommended him in an article, my column at The Athletic last year. So I'm going with McKissick, number one from 12 on. Number two, got to go with Jeff Wilson. I know he had some big weeks. And then Zeke definitely disappointed most of the season. So I'll go with him third. So McKissick, Wilson, Zeke.
So you're going to play it?
Yeah, of course. No. I'm going to go ahead and play it. Yeah, I'm going to play it. And the reason why a lot of this is fresh is that I'm kind of preparing some things for some player profile articles, and I always like to look at how the player performed the second half of the season. So that's why a lot of this is fresh to me right now.
Yeah,
I like the J.D. McKissick number one call. Ezekiel and Jeff Wilson. I'm having trouble. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just not sure.
Yeah. So McKissick, Wilson, Zeke.
It's gonna be some Josh math.
Jay said, did Simon just malfunction? I did. And then J-Wall said McKissick, Zeke, Wilson. Sully said McKissick, Zeke, Wilson.
Hey, look at
Rick
this.
said McKissick, Zeke, Wilson. Jay said McKissick, Wilson, Zeke. And Anthony also said McKissick, Wilson, Zeke.
There we go. Okay.
Swamp knows that JD is number one, but he doesn't know about the other two.
Me too, Swamp.
The answer. So McKissick was first with 90 fantasy points over those weeks. Ezekiel Elliott had 57.3 fantasy points over those weeks.
Oh, that's not good.
That's a big enough gap. You can probably guess. Jeff Wilson had 82.5, was right there in the middle, actually a lot closer to 90. You nailed it. It was McKissick, Wilson, Zeke in that order. Eric, Moody, where are you throwing that letter? Are you knocking Josh out of the game or giving JL&R?
Make him make the horse sound.
You know what? I'm going to apologize in advance, Josh. I'm gonna put the E to you because I know you felt like you were going to come in and dominate before we started.
Just wants to shut you down.
I just have to close it out strong, and I'm really looking forward to hearing that horse sound.
Yeah,
hey.
Son of a Moody. You know what, Moody? Moody? Next time you're on the show,
it's like 3 octaves higher than his normal voice.
I'll take it easy.
Okay, Josh.
All right, I think I got it this time. Not bad.
You know what? Better than last week. Better than last week. That's for sure.
Oh my God. Last week is the best.
Good work, Josh. There's your horse noise.
No, thank you, Moody. Never mind. I take that back.
Okay, Jordan said Josh back-to-back last place finishes. Rick said, damn, Zeke was a lot worse than I thought. Yeah. And Jay Wall said, get him, Eric. Get him.
Yes.
They're cheering for you to take him out. Okay. John Luke, we're skipping Josh now. Oh, Josh sounds like the guy from played by Jolo Truglia or whatever his name is. Isn't that who the character you're talking about?
That name does sound like him. Give me everything you got. Give me everything you got.
Okay. John Luke, are you ready for your question?
Yep.
Okay. We are done with those rank these players, but your question is another one brought to you by Jordan. Of wide receivers that played in 10 games or more, 18 of them averaged more than 15 points per game in PPR. 4 teams produced 2 of these players. Name 2 of these teams. So basically, there were 4 teams in the NFL that produced 2 wide receivers that averaged 15 or more PPR points. I need you to name 2 of these 4 teams.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It took me a second, but I think I get it. So just name the teams with 2 good receivers.
Yeah.
That's how it goes, Josh?
Yeah. I'm here to help.
Okay.
Not play, obviously.
2 of these teams, 18 of them averaged. Okay. I feel like Seattle's got to be one of them. Could Bengals be on there? I don't think they had more 15 points per game. Tyler Boyd missed time. Tampa Bay. I'm gonna go. Oh man.
Don't screw it up,
Josh. I need my team wall thing that you said.
I'm gonna make it happen. All the NFL teams, the conferences on my wall. Just gonna look at them. It's gonna be nice, beautiful.
Pittsburgh is really standing out. I feel like they could definitely be on there.
I didn't think about them.
Yeah.
Houston, you had Will Fuller and Cooks. Now I can't pass it because I just gave so many
all
different
the teams,
every team,
all the possible teams.
all 32. I'm gonna go with Minnesota. I'm gonna go Minnesota.
No,
Thielen and Jefferson, and I'm gonna go Houston. I'm gonna go Cooks and Fuller.
Okay. JL locking in with Minnesota and Houston.
No. I'm going to go Minnesota and Seattle.
Okay. JL locking in with Minnesota and Seattle. No. Okay. We had some guesses from the chat. Taking it to his, he said Vikings. Swamp said Bucks and Packers. Brady said Vikings and Texans. Sully said Vikings and Seattle. J-Wall said Buffalo and Titans. Anthony said Tampa Bay and Seattle. Vikings, Titans. Let's see.
I think it was a good switch to Seattle, honestly. Yeah.
Rick said Vikings, Seattle, Rams, Tampa Bay. Then Swamp said, I feel like definitely Bucks and either Packers or Vikings. And NBA Rick says Seattle and Dallas.
I don't know if DK kept that 15 points per game. If his average ended up being that high.
Yeah, you might be right. It might be that. Yeah.
Okay. The 4 teams were Houston with Will Fuller and Brandon Cooks.
Oh, you screwed up. Why'd you switch it, man?
Tampa Bay with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Minnesota with Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson.
All right, one.
And I'm just kidding. The Seattle Seahawks with Locke and DK Metcalf. John Luke, you got it. Moody, there's only one place for this letter to go.
I'm not making another freaking horse noise. Just let's go. All right.
Horses. You have to do a chorus of horses.
Beautiful. Moody,
beautiful.
We are on to your question. Are you ready? If you missed this one, or you pass it and JL gets it, JL is the winner of today's game. My question for you is,
let's go. Focus.
Since 1950, when they started recording the stat,
my God,
which quarterback holds the record for the most pick sixes thrown in a single season with 7?
What? Oh, man.
You are brutal.
You can pass it.
So,
even though I think I know the answer.
Shut up, Josh.
In a single game.
Single season.
Single season.
7 pick sixes in a game. Can you imagine?
Which would be also record for most pick sixes thrown in a single season with 7. Okay, all right. I'll kind of talk through it. I'll answer. It'll be less than 30 seconds.
You're so brave.
Yeah, hey, gotta go big or go home. So
yeah, go big.
So I'm thinking, okay, I remember like Peyton Manning back in the day, like his rookie season was like
He's
horrendous.
Not the answer.
He was definitely growing things. Yeah, no, I agree. I'm not going.
I'm messing around. No, he could be the answer.
But then I was sitting there thinking. I was thinking about with being like a big Saints fan, and the possibility of having like Jameis Winston like be our starting quarterback, and the kind of the highs and the lows we'll say that he had. I'm gonna go with Winston in my Saints vibe. I feel like it's Jameis Winston.
That's a really good guess.
That's who I would have won.
Well, the 2 players you named hold the number 1 and number 2 spots on the most pick sixes in a single season. 1 with 7, 1 with 6. Let's see if there were any answers in the chat.
It's got to be Jameis.
Rick,
you knew.
How?
Rick said Matt Schaub. NBA said Jameson. Roto Heat Sully said Matt Schaub. Anthony said Matt Schaub. Rick said Jameis Winston. Man, a lot of Matt Schaub hating here. I don't know what nerve we struck, but people are ready to hate him. Tim said Jameis. Jay said Eli Manning. Jordan said Jameis. Swamp said the Saints QB. That's another Saints fan coming in here.
Matt Schaub's not even being like the top 100.
Yeah.
Jay Wall said any bad stat. My guess is Wentz because I'm a bitter Eagles fan.
I thought Wentz came to mind.
Sully said it could be Nick Foles as well. Yeah. Jordan said Wentz is about to bring the Colts a Super Bowl. So like I said, Peyton Manning and Jameis Winston have the number 1 and number 2 seasons for pick sixes. Not a record you want to have, but the quarterback with number 1 with 7 pick sixes in a single season was Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston holds that record. You nailed it.
That was awesome. That was awesome.
Great job,
John Luke. You got that letter.
Thought I was a hoe for life. I was wrong.
It seemed like a crazy question, but I felt like if you just went with the answer that seemed like in recent memory, like you just go with the guy who throws lots of faces. Jay, you're making a face, but he got it. And lots of people in the chat
more
got
about
it as well.
than your question.
So I just looked this up, and I knew that Matt Schaub was being answered for a reason. I remember him being correlated with pick sixes, and he has the most consecutive games with a pick six thrown, which is 4 weeks in a row. Oh, man, Ricky, you just put that up. Oh, yeah, it was just put up in the chat. I was just looking it up. Whatever, guys. We have 2 smart friends. Keep going.
Good job reading the chat, Josh.
4 weeks in a row.
I did my own research.
Well, Moody set the bar high with that one. John Luke, are you ready for yours?
I'm ready.
This is another Simon question. We've got a Jordan question saved for the end if it comes to that. Your question is, since 2000, there have only been 3 different players to have 17-plus receiving touchdowns in a season. Name 2 of them. So since 2000, only 3 different players have done it. I'll give you a small hint. It's been done 4 times. So one of the players did it twice. But there's only been 3 different players that have done it.
Oh, God. I'm going to pass this to Moody. Coward's way out.
Oh, man. I knew it was
a win's
coming.
a win.
Oh, 17 or more receiving touchdowns. God, you got to go with 2,000. Wow.
Moody's gonna get off the stream. He's just gonna I don't like those guys.
It's like I'm never
I
playing.
really don't like those guys.
I'm assuming it has to be like wide receivers. Oh gosh.
3 players.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, okay.
3 different players have 17 or more receiving touchdowns. I just got to name 2. So I was thinking I had to name 3. So that at least makes me feel a little bit better.
There you go.
I mean, I will help you out a little bit, Moody.
Devontae Adams. That's one choice that I would have. I'm just going to go with my gut. Devontae Adams. I know he's a monster. And since it's since 2000, I'm like Calvin Johnson.
Locking in.
Yeah, let's go with it. Let's go big or go home.
Such a beautiful answer. I
thought about Calvin Johnson. He was like the one that popped.
Definitely Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you're just saying be rational, right? Just kind of go with who you're thinking. I'm like, those are 2 guys that immediately.
What about Gronk?
We had 17.
Yeah, I don't know.
That was just high. I'm just gonna go with my gut, Adams and Megatron. So
the real answer rhymes with Chew Lample. So I'm sorry, Moody.
Saying it's
you lost me on that one.
Got it.
Got him. Yep. Yeah,
he was just bringing up Drew Sample again. Dale, you're on the downturn of it being funny.
We're past 4, so the more minutes that pass, the less funny I'll be. So we better get this going.
Sully said Moody killed it. No surprise about the last question.
God.
Rick said Moss. Jay said Moss and Devontae Adams. Taking it his said Moss and Blunt. Sully said Moss and Jordy Nelson. But then he said, receiving Moss and Adams. J Wall said Moss and Moss. Jordan said almost Adams and Dez. But then he said, wait, that autocorrected from Moss.
No.
Rick said Owens. Anthony said Adams and AJ Green. Rick said Moss and Johnson. Then Adams and Moss.
Andre Johnson?
I assume he means Calvin Johnson as well. But the answers. So Devontae Adams in 2020 had 18 receiving touchdowns. Just this last season, Devontae Adams hit that mark. It was one of only 4 seasons, one of only 3 players to do it since 2000. In 2011, Rob Gronkowski did it. 17 receiving touchdowns in 2011.
Right.
He's one of only 3 players to do it since 2000.
And I lost already.
Too bad I'm a horse.
And in 2003 and 2007, Randy Moss eclipsed 17 receiving touchdowns. He had 17 and 23 in those 2 seasons. Moody, you got one of them, but you missed on the Moss. So unfortunately, we got another letter for you. You are officially.
I'd like to say that I'm proud, but I'm not. I took the coward's way out. I apologize for nothing.
Good game.
Rick,
let me get ready for my nay.
Of course.
Focus.
See a little prep.
Yes!
That was perfect.
That was incredible, Moody.
The variation of horse noises we have had. I love it.
That horse may have had rabies.
You just made my whole week. That was incredible.
Was fantastic.
And you jumped right in. We didn't even have to remind you. You were like, I got this. I'm here to play. That was amazing. JL, congrats on the win. Moody, congrats on playing like a champion instead of like a coward and still finding a way to make it to the end.
You took like every question apart from the first one. So really, I'm not quite sure that I won.
Taking to this his best Galaxy Quest impression ever. Brady said that sounded exactly like a horse.
That was incredibly accurate.
He said you nailed it. And Swamp said so it was Adam, Gronk, Moss, and who else? And Moss. So there was 4 seasons, but only 3 players. Moss did it twice.
One Moss before 2000, right? Was it?
Yeah.
Sully said, "I love this stupid show. That was fantastic."
That is like the perfect testimonial for us.
And Jordan said Moody was an S-tier guest, way better than that Jordan Vanek guy. You know what, Jordan? You're playing yourself down a little bit. But,
fishing for compliments, Jordan.
Moody,
see right through it.
No, Moody's much better than Jordan.
Yeah,
Moody, it's been awesome having you on. Thank you for coming to play this game with us today and putting up with our nonsense. We really appreciate it. Awesome guest, as Jordan said.
No, appreciate the invite. Hey, we'll have to do it again. So we're heading into the summer, so it'll be a lot of great podcasts, a lot of great live streams, and a lot of great content that's out there. I'll just say, just for a quick plug, I'm like, if you're not following me already on Twitter, just give me a follow.
Do it.
And you can check out all of my work, from here on out at Pro Football Network. So let's go, baby.
Yeah, fantastic.
You guys heard him.
Twitter. Fantastic.
Follow him and check out his work at PFN. Guys, Josh, I know you have something to say before we jump off.
Trading makes fantasy fun. Do you know that, Moody?
And trade with me, Josh. Quit being such a baby.
Hey, listen, why don't you send me some good trades, yo? Yeah, we'll make it happen. No, I'm joking. No,
I'm joking. We won't.
No, we're not. I said, wait, real fast before we go. I just saw that NBA Rig said, would we trade one of our first round picks for Julio Jones plus no, Julio Jones isn't worth a first.
Oh no.
Just gotta say it. That's my opinion.
Also, Josh, there was
a
one
perennial Ravens fan. No.
The very last question, it was a Jordan question that we did not get to. It was a height-based question, and I know you love those. So I'm going to save it for the next time I'm the host of Horse, so that we get to use it.
I like it.
So that's what we're doing. I'm not going to spoil it on here because I want to use this question in a real game. Okay, guys. Anthony said, polos make fantasy pun. You got it. We are out of here for today, guys, unless you have anything else you want to say. Anyone?
Thank you,
Final
Moody.
thoughts?
I love you guys.
Good.
Moody, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.
All right. Thank you.